Alright everyone, it's Dokkan time again, and today I will be doing a how-to build for the new LR STR Nuova Shenron. So, if you're new to the channel, my name is Saiyan and I do Dokkan Battle build videos for hidden potential and just how to use the unit in general. They're merely my suggestions from my playtime of playing the game. I am no expert. But I also do want to make Dragon Ball videos in the future if you'd like to stick around for other things other than just Dokkan, of course. But yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and hop into the video, but if you could so kindly flame shot the like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get right into it. So, as far as the breakdown goes for the unit, 200% options are pretty low. Very low. In fact, only the new physical Omega Shenron is probably his best leader option, and then probably hit. There's a couple other options we'll get to in his role tips, but yeah. He does actually have special equipment, I would like to say. It is all grindable in his event. There is quite a few orbs in here. Like, we're talking all the way up to level 6 orbs. It is entirely up to you how you want to build them. He is free. But you will have to grind 20 stamina just to get maybe 1 or 2 of these potential equips. They're very good equips, up to level 3 defense orbs, level 5 and 6 gold orbs, and level 9 bronze orbs, for stats wise anyways. He does also have level 3 skill orbs in here. Very good orbs to grab. I'll get to that once we actually get to, yeah, into that business. But anyways. He himself is just a 80% Shadow Dragon leader. His 12 key super is raising attack and defense by 44% for 1 turn, and his 18 key super is raising attack and defense by 44% for 4 turns. So basically you want to always get his 18 key super every turn in order to keep this up. His passive skill is key plus 4 attack and defense of 144%. If you didn't realize this, he is the 4-star dragon, so 4 is his theme. When there is another Shadow Dragon category ally attacking in the same turn or Shadow Dragon category enemy, he plus 4 chance of forming a crit plus 44%. So he's already got a 44% chance to crit plus the level 5 naturally as an STR unit. He's basically already got 50%. Now when facing only one enemy or when all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class, he plus 4 launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a 50% chance of super attacking. When attacking with 14 or more key, attack and defense 244, damage reduction rate of 24%. This turns into a 44 if you have him on a double LR physical Omega lead because he gets 20% or 10% per leader, so that's 20% extra in total. When activating the active skill or when attacking with 24 key, 244% attack and chance of forming a critical hit plus 44% again. So he actually has an 88% chance to critical. So this guy doesn't need any crit in his hidden potential. It's just a waste because he's basically auto-critting. When receiving a Ki Blast super attack, nullify it for 4 turns from the character's entry turn and 70% chance of nullifying it starting from the 5th turn. So this is actually insanely good, and I don't think people understand why it's so good, because he's literally nullifying any Ki Blast super for 4 turns straight. That means his first 2 appearances, he lives any Ki Blast super. Just as a frame of reference, the new GDC special battle versus Rose and Zamasu, the Goku Vegeta fight, those are all Ki Blast super attacks. So he nullifies all of those. Just saying. Active skill Burning Spin massively raises attack and causes ultimate damage and disables the enemy's action. You can activate this when the HP is 50% or less on the enemy. Now his link skills are probably one of his weakest points. Shocking Speed, Gentleman, Cold Judgment, Speedy Retribution, GT Shadow Dragons, and Legendary Power. And he is of course only on 3 freaking categories. As far as his link partners go, unless the Tech Ice Nuova Shenron gets an easy A magically, he doesn't really have a link partner, and that's very unfortunate because that's a 70% partner for defense-wise. It's a very big difference, even if you go ahead and put him up to the new physical Omega, who gives only 30% with links. Now, don't get me wrong, Physical Omega does give a lot of support, but at the same time, putting those two together isn't a good idea because he doesn't have big bad bosses, and Physical Omega needs big bad bosses. So he has a partner problem, but he actually does do very good damage, I will say. I don't have footage of it, but this guy can hit you anywhere from 40 to 50 million damage on a super attack on an active turn. For a free-to-play unit, that's some very good damage numbers, and it's not something to just straight up be ignoring. He is a good free-to-play unit. Now, with that being done and said, I will just go ahead and move on to, not his defense, but let's go ahead and move on to... let's go ahead and move on to his event details. So I really wanted to point this out. As I said before, in the you grind his event, the Scorching Serious Showdown, to grab his equipment orbs, they just drop straight up from the event. And you can get loads of different equips from here, from level 9 bronzes to level 6 golds. He's got quite a few to drop from here. It's a 20 stamina cost fight. It does have multiple phases. It is a fight where they have different things going on in it. I can tell you that regardless of the phase that you go into on that fight, if you just finish the fight, it'll drop an orb. It does not matter. It literally does not matter if you finish the fight. It'll always drop an equipment orb so long as you live. I also wanted to point out that you are able to obtain multiple copies of this LR Nuova Shenron. You do not have to get it just from the mission rewards. It will actually drop as a character drop along with the equipment, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you hit the second phase. It doesn't matter if you unlock certain parts of the battle. You just need to finish the fight and you can have drops from him. So no, you don't need to finish the missions. If some of the missions are ridiculous, like needing to super attack, this guy literally lowers all of your ki down to 0. So the mission to finish it with all super attacks is just ridiculous. It's just not fun. So you can just go into it willy-nilly and just get random drops of Nova himself and then equipment drops. So just wanted to let you know that. Also, this is a public service announcement here. This event does end with the celebration. You will not be able to acquire Nuova Shenron past August 11th of 2025. You will need to get him before then. Otherwise, his event will disappear. And who knows, honestly, when he will come back. It could be 6 months. It could be a year. There are events in Dokkan that have just straight up disappeared and never come back. And this guy could just be a rare LR that nobody else gets because they didn't grind him during this event. I'm sure he will come back, but we just don't know when. So, with that being said, let's finally move on to his defense numbers. Now, these defense numbers are compliments of Halvard. These are being done with his EX skill orb, so this is with maximum amount of defense, including into his bronze state. His defense is pretty low, I will say that personally. Even when you're having a full extreme team versus one enemy, you get your super attack effect up. He's still only rocking the 1.8 million defense range. I would not bet money on you getting additionals all the time. So even with physical Omega buffs of 70% damage reduction, being at around 2.5 million defense even is just too low. For 44% damage reduction, he's barely living a 5 million super, and we got 6 million supers coming out in critical attacks. So I will say, even in the best case scenario, you're more than likely not going to live a normal average super attack. You will survive normals. This guy's surviving normals all day so long as it's not an AoE. I would be very wary of AoEs because start of turn defense is absurdly low. But otherwise, I think his defense is good enough for normals, and then the best thing to do is to honestly just go ahead and play off of the fact that he is nullifying Ki Blast supers, and he has a 70% chance to nullify Ki Blast supers from the 5th turn onwards. So be wary of the events you're taking him into. Pay attention to the Ki Blast supers that are or the super attacks that are coming out from enemies, and you could have a very reliable damage dealing nullifier right here. Like, this is a very good unit that could have some unique placement in fights in the game. He's actually pretty decent. Now, with that being said, we are going to just go ahead and move on to his build suggestion. Now, once again, as per usual, it is only a freaking suggestion. It is a free-to-play unit. You do you. Now, he is only an LR. He does not have an SSR. He does not have an SR. He doesn't have a TUR. He is just straight up an LR, and he drops as an LR. So there's no other way to build him. He's free to play. I would highly suggest just full additional. Try to get as much damage out of him as possible. By all means, please, if you so wish to, grind up another copy, or even just, you know, go for it. Give him full dodge. It's entirely up to you. The only difference from my visual here that would change is that you would flip this dodge with this additional. It would be the same numbers. The only thing you would change in the equipment is you would try to grab the dodge-specific equipment instead. I gave him an attack orb because I do believe that he is doing good damage, like 40, 50 million damage on active. That is really good damage for a free-to-play unit, and that's what I want to use him as a damage-dealing unit. Otherwise, I'm not bringing him. There's no reason otherwise to. But if you so wish to, go ahead. He does have level 9 defense orbs. He does have dodge equips. Let's see here. He definitely has level 5 dodge. Yeah, he's got a level 5 dodge equip plus level 3 defense. And I believe he's even has level 6 dodge with defense level 3. But I chose to go for the additional route with the same way. It is entirely up to you. He is a free-to-play unit at the end of the day. I mean, once again, this is a pretty straightforward build, but we'll go ahead with the roles tips anyways. Role-wise, he is primarily a damage dealer in my opinion. There's no reason otherwise to bring him other than to nullify super attacks. Leader skill-wise, he can actually go into Glorio's team because he's on Accelerated Battle. Glorio is giving 50% off rotational support. That actually would not be too bad of a leader choice. I don't suggest AGL Omega, but he has very little options as it stands. The new Physical Omega is a very good home for him, though I wouldn't necessarily say to keep him on rotation. And then Int Golden Week Hit is a good option. 170 only, but he at least could be on the team if you so choose. Cold Judgment Link getting activated is pretty nice too. Partner-wise, once again, Tech, Nova, and Ice is a thing, but they are terrible and do not have an EZA at the time of recording. The primary partners you should be looking for are Cold Judgment, Shadow Dragons, and GT. Both Hit and Glorio are Cold Judgment-esque units, and then Physical Omega is a Shadow Dragon GT unit. His best slot position is going to be slot 2 in my opinion, just because you want to keep that damage up and you want to make sure that you get his 18 key super up to make sure his defense and his damage is scaling nicely. Otherwise, he can just be floated off. Yeah. So, free-to-play unit, pretty good damage. I think he's pretty decent for a free-to-play unit. Though it is unfortunate that you will not be able to obtain him after the celebration is over for 6+ months at a time. So, if you're watching this after the Global Dokkan celebration, after August 11th, I am sorry to tell you, but he is unobtainable up until he returns, and no, you cannot use keys until they return on their second time. So, anyways, thank you everybody for watching the video, and let me know what teams you're going to be trying to use them on. Is there any events that you were abusing that Ki Blast nullification for? And what's the highest amount of damage you got with them? Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a good day and a good night.